How are we going to do this?
So I moved all the living room stuff over there in order to have some filming space over here.
Hello and welcome to one of my more important videos, I guess. So the lesson today, what are we going to do today? On this channel I have like the big lessons, the big Feldenkrais lessons you will find in most of the Feldenkrais books. The big exercises, so talking about shoulder exercises to loosen up. Like this here, many people have a lot of tension, and so the muscles go numb and the tension is still there, and after a couple of months later or after a couple of years later the pain arrives, and then this is all painful. So many problems with the body, so we need to take care of this. I mean, having a body is such a joy on one hand, and then on the other hand you always have to take care of it. And you do take care of the body by taking care of the body. You don't take care of the body by pushing the limits and working it really hard. So the exercises I'm giving here, Feldenkrais method of somatic education. We feel and we sense, that's two different concepts, and we think and we move. That's part of the magic. And we do it slowly and small. So we have these two shoulder exercises. So these are the rolling of the shoulder, and this kind of rolling of the shoulder is the best known for relaxation and organization. But there's one thing missing. Sometimes we don't need relaxation. Sometimes, like, you know, the facet joints, the bones there, and the joints here, inside here, they're already loose and they don't need to be more loose. So they can need a little bit of organization, that like everything, all the movements, that they fit together better, and this can cause some kind of improvement. But sometimes we need tension, meaningful tension in the body. Like in life is serious, but there's also a humor to it, and we can be light-hearted. We can see the bright side in all this darkness. Like, life is full of feelings and experiences, or not, depends on how we approach the thing, this life thing, right? Okay, so as always, you will need some quiet space. You need a mat, maybe you need some pillows. I'm sitting on my pillows right now for the head, and we will start in side lying. You can do it on a hard, don't do it on a yoga mat, or like yoga mats. These like hard plastic little things. Sometimes they have beautiful drawings on it. Make yourself a comfy space. We want to be comfortable right now. Feel comfortable. Make yourself comfortable, and then please come to lie onto your side, left or right. It doesn't really matter. We will only do one side, and then you need to repeat on the other side. So you could test which side is easier for you, but let's just pick your favorite side. Pick your favorite side, and we start. Yeah. Okay. First thing to note, please don't lie on your arm or on your hand. Take a pillow or two. So how many you need, just it depends on how flexible your chest is and how flexible your neck is, and how they play together, your cervical spine and your T-spine, your chest and all the ribs and all the muscles around your chest, the muscles in between the ribs, how everything can relax, so you can put your head down. You could do without pillow maybe, but if it's more comfortable, take a pillow, just a small one. Don't take a big one. So don't put your head like up like this on the pillow. Just take as much as you need, as little as you need. Why is my hand so big? Oh. Okay, so for some people this will be not so good for the shoulder. If this doesn't work at all for the shoulder on this side, you have to turn onto the other side. But you can think of like this here, your chest, like you touch the floor with your chest, and then you touch the floor with your head, and in between there's like a little cave, and you can put your hand, your arm in this little cave, snuggle it in so you can lie on your side. So it takes time to arrive at the floor, so you're on the floor. So we had the arm, the head, the pillow, and side lying. Don't lie twisted like this. Oh, I'm sweating. I'm sorry, it's summer, it's very hot, I'm sweating a little bit. Okay, don't lie on your back and don't lie twisted, but lie on your side. So this means your upper shoulder is right on top of your lower shoulder, and your upper hip is right on top of your lower hip. So there's no twist. Okay, how's the pillow? Is it too low or is it too high? You should not feel tension here. If you feel tension, you need a little bit of a higher pillow. If you're all set, then you're all set. You should be comfy. If you feel a little bit back pain, you need some support here, you can put like a t-shirt underneath here or a small towel. Just make yourself really comfortable. Okay, and the first movement, because we're talking about movement, so we want to put meaningful tension into the spine and the muscles around the spine. So to do this, lift your head ever so slightly, just a little bit. So lift your head like I do now. Just, can you see my head is lifted? Oh, the battery symbol is coming up. So while you do the lifting, I will have to change the battery. Okay, we have come a long way in this video already, and all you have done so far is lie on your side and lift your head ever so slightly. And that's a good thing, you're doing good. So we're bringing tension into the body. You know, like in classical therapy, you would do this by isometric contraction. You would push against your head against your hand, something like this. But we're doing it more cleverly. We're putting ourselves in a side-lying position, and you lift your head a little bit. And this involves your whole spine. This involves your core muscles, actually. Let's check it. So lower your head again, rest your head, and the core muscles. Here's the obliques, external obliques, internal obliques. In the back there's QL, in the front there's stuff, and then there's other stuff. So touch the stuff with your hand. All these muscles, not all of them, some of them, and just lift your head a little bit. And you should feel that they contract here when you lift your head. And when you lower your head and rest your head, you should feel that these muscles on the side let go again. So just by this tiny little movement, the core muscles here to stabilize your lower back will contract. And the same will happen, something similar will happen inside your chest, this upper part of your chest. When you lift your head, the muscles here will contract nicely, hopefully. And the muscles on the other side, they need to coordinate. The muscles on your lower side, they need to like press against the floor. Is that troubling you to lift the head? Rest. We will do another movement. So take your upper hand, reach around your head, and place your hand onto your temple on the other side. Take the hand, reach around, and get hold of your face. Okay, so you have your temple and with your elbow towards the ceiling. So don't reach around like this, or don't reach around like this, but it's reaching around your head, and then help with your hand to lift your head. So you have this package here. And do this a couple of times. So the arm is forced to move together with the head. In a way, so if you have had neck pain before, and lifting your head, this should alleviate it. So you should be nicely able to lift I lift my head, you lift your head. That's how we do it together. And you see, I stop at some places. I don't know why I do this. Maybe you have similar habits. So when I stop in mid-air, that means there's contraction, and I'm enjoying the contraction. I enjoy it. I feel it. And then I lower my head a little bit, and I contract a bit more. So I play with it, and it's okay. So the official movement is to help with your hand to lift the head, and then to lower it and to rest again. And you can do all the stuff in between, like lift it slowly, lift it a little bit faster, but don't overdo it. You don't get paid for the repetitions. Just lift it a little bit and lower it a little bit and rest it, and maybe raise it again. So you start to, oh, I feel a connection to my hip joints, to my pelvis. Until you start to notice stuff, right? So we have this movement. Oh, okay. So it's lifting the head and lifting the head with the hand. So we already have like 2 movements. How many movements do we need? There's a connection with the shoulder. You see the shoulder, there's the clavicle, and then there's the shoulder blade, and this thing is on top now. It's resting on your, so we have these shoulder circle lessons, and like before we had these rolling lessons for relaxation. So when you lift your head, you can bring down your shoulder as well. Down means your shoulder travels towards your hip joint. Like you bring down your shoulder and you lift your head, and there's a connection. Like, do you start at the same time, or do you start with your shoulder earlier? Does the shoulder like pull the head up, or do you start with the head and then the shoulder? So that's something to explore. So we have at least 2 directions: the shoulder up and the shoulder down. So you can just play with that, like freestyle. And what do you notice? I notice I get into side bending a lot. So I feel that I press down here on this side onto the floor. I'm really in a side bending and I have this tension in my neck. So you can do this lesson when you have neck pain. You can do it in your bed. During the night, if you wake up with neck pain, you can do this lesson. Just lift your head a little bit. It's so annoying to do exercises while you're half asleep in the middle of the night, but this really can relax the neck because it puts meaningful tension into the whole spine and the chest, the connection to the pelvis. And then rest again, or with the arm or with the shoulder. Let's have a look at the pelvis. So memorize these movements. Memorize the movements so you can do them on your own. You can play on your own. So in this video I want to show you the movement quality. I want to introduce you to the movement. I want to show you how I do them. I want to force you to spend the time actually to not just know the movement like from a little sheet and then do the movements too fast, but I force you to listen to me and to do the movement slowly. Huh? So, okay, let's have a look at the pelvis. So the legs are, do I need to move the camera? Maybe I just move up a little bit. Your upper leg, straighten your upper leg. So your upper leg, straighten your upper leg, so it's in the air. This should feel fairly easy. We'll do an auxiliary movement, just quickly. Please come onto your elbow. Grab your head like before. Reach around to your other temple on the other side and move your head into a side bending. Do you get that? It's the same thing like here. Just to lift your head, but you're propped up on your elbow. If this works for your shoulder, yeah, and straighten your leg. So this is a whole lesson, but it's just fast. Straighten your leg and shorten your side. And then when you bring down the head to into the direction of the floor, push down with your long leg. I had students who had a really hard time learning this movement. I hope you're not one of them. I hope you're a quick learner, so you can do this movement for a couple of times. We don't rush things. Of course, we take our time to do this, and then take a rest again. Rest, rest, rest. Oh, or take a rest on your back. Music. It's funny, I can feel the energy again, the whole flow. Except that I don't believe in energy, but I can feel it. It's flowing through my whole body. So much fun. Okay, so have your long leg in the air. Why are we doing this? I forgot. Because of the neck. This has something to do with the neck, so that's the whole thing. You keep the leg in the air and then lower it again. Because the leg is long, the leg is heavy, and you can imagine when you lift such a heavy object, like your leg long, you also have to stabilize here. You have to use these muscles here to stabilize the core, and this also, of course. See what I'm doing? Am I cheating in this lesson? I'm lifting my head while I'm lifting my leg. So let's do it together. Lift your leg and your head. And then rest again. Lift your leg and lift your head. And then rest again. Then take your hand over your head and help with the hand to lift your head, and at the same time lift your leg. And rest, and let's do this as a repetition exercise. Do it a couple of times. My leg is very tired, so I rest my leg. But if your leg is still good, you can lift your leg. Maybe I should lift my leg too. Lift the leg and lift the head. Okay. So my neck already feels a lot better. How is it for you? With all this talking. Can we take a rest again, please? So I force you in another break, in another pause, because we need pauses. We need that, so we don't overwork. We need the rest to, because we're learning new movement patterns, new movement combinations. It's so easy to overdo it. It's so easy to see, that's how it's done, and then you do it, and you do it exactly the same way like you used to do it. But we want to learn a new way to move. Every time, I myself too, we want to improve, we want to learn new ways to move. We don't want to learn new movements the way we always did movements. We want to learn a new way to move. And for this we need, see, I'm always doing more. I'm always doing stuff I don't talk about. See, I'm doing these rolling lessons. I roll from the back to the side, and this of course affects how I feel. This affects my organization. This makes me more supple, more limber, makes me feel better. And I'm doing this without telling you. So I try to always remember to tell you what I'm doing. And I'm lifting my head again. You see, I'm putting tension in my head. I'm having this nice little curve here. I have a free breath while doing it. I have a free neck while doing this. Okay, we need a couple of more movements. So you're on your side, lengthen your leg, get hold of your head, lift your head. So we had this lift together, lift the leg and the head together, but then keep them suspended in the air and move your leg forwards. Okay, so we could do this in a couple of steps, but let's rush it up a little bit. Move your leg forwards and then move your head forwards. So you're bending and don't twist. So let's change the camera position. This is the steepest I can do with the camera. I can't really, can I? No, I can't. So, continue. Lengthen your leg, get hold of your head, so you're lifting your head, and don't roll onto your back. I'm very tempted to do this, maybe you are too, but stay on your side and bring your head forward. It's like you're looking down to your leg, and at the same time bring your leg forward. And back to center, and actually yes, we should roll. Actually, we should roll a little bit backwards. I think that's a good thing, to roll a little bit backwards. So you lift your head and you round your back, and you're allowed to roll a little bit backwards and come back to center. But you round your back here. And this part gets rounded. Maybe I do the other side for you. Stay on the same side, maybe it's just a better angle for the camera. So I lift my head, lift the leg, and I lower my head to look down, bring the leg forward. I mean, you should do the same thing. And then back to the starting position. Whoa. Yeah. Okay, then take a break. And we will do the same thing in the other direction. So instead of, okay, lift your head again with the help of your arm, straighten your upper leg, bring the leg up in the air, and then bring the leg backwards. So you think of your heel goes backwards. Your heel goes backwards, which makes your back, the whole of your back arch, and your belly come out a little bit. And at the same time, bring your head a little bit backwards. And don't roll backwards. If at all, roll a little bit forwards. But keep your nose pointed forwards. That's very important. Don't point your nose to the floor. Don't point your nose to the ceiling. So you bring the back of your head, what a concept, the back of your head backwards, and you bring your heel backwards and keep looking kind of forwards, and then come back to center. Am I explaining this right? Is this a explanation you can live with? Yeah. I hope you can understand what I'm saying. Bring the back of your head backwards. So you're arching. Your belly comes outwards because your front side becomes longer and your back side contracts, becomes shorter, together with your leg. Yeah? So we had two directions, forwards and backwards. So combine those two. You lift your head, lift your leg, and then you bend forwards, and bend backwards. Yeah. I think this is too complicated stuff for the neck. I mean, and with this you can do a whole lot of variations. You can incorporate your breathing, forwards, backwards. You have up and down, so you could start making circles. It's just a lot of material to work with. And if we work in this kind of pace, in this speed, that's like stuff you can, like you have material for weeks or months to work with. It's just like lifting, oh, very important, the lifting of the head, to put tension into the spine. So we did it in side lying. We have the same thing on the back. So even on your back, you can lift your head a little bit and bring it back to rest. So you put tension into your neck, into the spine, and then you rest again. It's like progressive relaxation, but with movement, not with voluntary contraction. So you move up, and there's so many details. There's so many details, what to do with the shoulders, what to do with your hip joints, what to do with your legs, your back, where to shift your weight. I want to raise your curiosity for movement, to give you a couple of ideas to play with. And of course you can screw up, of course you can do it wrong, but I try to give you the quality, the movement quality. Take care of yourself, listen to yourself, listen, feel, sense, and then move, and think and move. Yeah, these things. Listen to yourself and move, and think and move. And there's so many movements, like in this, we did like 10, and you can do more, and you can combine them. One side, the other side can be on your back and lift your head. You could even be on your stomach and lift your head in so many different positions. And that's why there's so many Feldenkrais lessons, because we can go through it very well structured. But I want you to build confidence. But build confidence in what? Are you doing it right? Are you doing it right? Are you doing it correctly? Maybe that's the wrong question to ask. Maybe a better question would be, is what you're doing, is this Feldenkrais or not? Are you working with the Feldenkrais method or not? Are you doing something else? So this is the question, not am I doing it right or wrong. Am I doing it right according to the Feldenkrais method, of the way we teach there, how to move and the kind of movement sequences. Yes, how does your neck feel? How does your neck feel now? Because my neck feels marvelous. My neck just feels very nice now. With this tension and relaxation, it feels very nice. I hope your neck feels super duper okay. And if it doesn't, you need to practice more. So you have now 3 neck videos. 2 for relaxation and organization, and 1 for putting meaningful tension into the neck. So you have like a set of 3 lessons to work with and to fix your neck, or to keep it going, Or if you have a hard day at the office and you feel very tense, you can use these lessons. And yeah, we're doing this together. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. Yeah, I just stay on the floor a little bit. And then I have to clean up my living room again, rearrange things. And what kind of hot drink will I have? Thank you for watching and see you in the next video. I confess, I could be more flexible if I would put more work. And people do put a lot of work actually. Some people are, but not everybody. I'm more on the not everybody side.